It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry! Hurry up!
Grandpa, you're too slow.
I hear the voice in
Her body lies unmoving in a tall red tree, swaying in the gentle wind. A look of warmth and reassuring serenity is cast from her face to the innocent children before her. Innocent and hapless, perhaps through their purity, they see something we don't about Anna's flayed body in the tree, the cascade of red flowing beneath her. The quiet, unassuming, tight-knit community of Greenvale, Washington will never be the same again. But then again, maybe it was always like this. Maybe those kids are definitely totally normal kids. Will grow up with definitely normal interests in life. Isn't that right, Zach? Oh. Who's Zach? Don't worry about that. We'll get into that later. Have you ever wanted to play a game where you can freely and indiscriminately explore a town full of people whose brains have been replaced with rat feces? Yes, all your life, you say. Wow, well, it's one of the strangest, most fascinating games ever made. It lives in that magical realm of, is this as intentionally goofy as it is? Or is this all an accident? Deadly Premonition is one of my favorite games, and I'm of the opinion that a good deal of this is 100% intentional, but some of it really is not. Deadly Premonition wears its inspirations on its sleeve, and like the works of David Lynch, it manages to blur the lines of horrors, surreal situations, and comedy at blinding speeds, sometimes walking right on the lines, and sometimes leaping right over.
The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life. He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum, then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore?
It's really something.
Zach. Zach, can you hear me? It's me, York. If you can hear my voice, could you respond? Good. I thought you went to sleep.
Sure, that's one way of looking at it, but it's totally wrong.
Enter FBI agent Francis York Morgan, the man of the hour, lighting a cigarette, going over case files on a laptop, pontificating on the nature of 1940s cartoon series Tom and Jerry.
Proof? Well, in the Tom and Jerry show, they live with each other. Hello? Hello?
All while driving a car towards his next assignment, the bizarre murder of a young woman in the town of Greenvale, with possible connections to another ongoing investigation.
See this? I got this when I arrested the Catwoman wannabe. Women. They're crazy. Don't you agree, Zach?
There's that Zach again. Who is that? Don't worry about that. We'll get into that later. Of course the squirrels in Deadly Premonition sound like chimpanzees. What else would they sound like?
Zach, there goes the civilized world.
Oh yeah, feel that jank, put it in your veins. Yeah, we're all in for a most joyous ride. This is great. So, Agent York makes his way through the rainy woods. The game introduces a strange profiling mechanic. York gets a sort of premonition of the events unfolding, and you have to find certain bits of evidence to get the full picture before moving on.
Looks like we're being welcomed. Zach, I'll let you handle the meet and greet.
Through Agent York's fun little hike through the raining woods, he encounters some zombie juggalos.
Shot. Great. Amazing. Great.
Yeah, that's really what they sound like. I didn't edit that. That's how that goes. As intended. You'll be seeing these shadow juggalos for the rest of the game. York never has much of a reaction. Nobody else seems to know they're there, and they're never explicitly explained.
Zach, can you give me a logical explanation about what that was? Never mind, don't answer. Life is fun because of the mysteries. Right, Zach?
This is Deadly Premonition, baby. Right. So, a horde of shadow juggalos, a can of pickles, and a mysterious rain-coated figure. But never mind all that.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? coffee warned me about it.
Yesterday morning, the milk I poured in my coffee made a sign. It said, "Tomorrow you'll arrive in a place that will change your fate."
York makes it out of the nightmare hellscape and meets up with a couple of local yahoos.
Now you were very late.
Enter scene Deputy Sheriff Emily Wyatt.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
FBI Special Agent, Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Agent York?
Good, that's good. Are you the sheriff?
No, I'm Deputy Sheriff Emily Wyatt. George, he's the sheriff. He went looking for you, actually. He should be back soon.
I see.
If you don't mind me asking, did you walk all the way here?
My car broke down, that's all.
So, should we tell her about all the haunted shadow clowns, or...
She's easy on the eyes. Definitely worth a trip to the primitive world.
By the way, don't mention anything about what happened back there. She'll think you're a psycho. Don't want that, do we, Zach?
Welcome to Greenvale.
Gah!
I'm the sheriff,
Where,
George Woodman.
where'd you come
Call me
from?
George.
So, of course, there's some posturing back and forth between Sheriff George and Agent York. George setting himself up as the strong man in charge, protecting his domain. York just disinterestedly blowing smoke. Emily wishing she was a million miles away. All amidst the background of a glorious flat PlayStation 2 background. Man, this game's great.
Well then, I think I'll rest up first at the hotel. Then I'll join you on your investigation.
Don't know how to say that. We really don't need your help. Unlike some of your corrupt city police officers, I play it by the book. I hope you'll come to appreciate that, Agent Morgan. And we'll handle the investigation. You just think of this as a vacation. Take it easy. Enjoy the nature here. You don't have to be a tree worshiper to appreciate the wildlife here.
Zach, let's reassess the situation. There are no cavemen here. We're as far forward as the Middle Ages. And we've just met the king.
On the next episode of Deadly Premonition.
I couldn't help but notice. Aside from you and me, there seems to be no other guests or workers around.
What's that? The salt's in that white shaker there.
Thank you.